Alright, now we're looking at figure 716, and again we're looking at three main dimensions on this part to be able to center our box. What is the length, the width, and the height? We've got an overall measurement of 4, an overall height of 1 1/4, and then the overall width of 2 1/2. So as we move to the cheat sheet then is a little bit deceiving because this part here is really only 1 1/4 tall, and this part is 2 1/2 big. It just happens to be the way that I had the sheet laid out. So this piece is bigger than this piece with regards to drawing it up. So if we look at my sheet, I've got it laid out compared to what I just showed you off of the cheat sheet. So my top view is, again, bigger than my front view. Got to put the line in for the right side view. So once again, realize that the top view is bigger than the front view. It's a little bit weird compared to looking at the actual cheat sheet. I'm going to start by drawing the front view on this piece, and it tells us we're going to see 1, 2, 3, 4 rectangles. And what we're going to look at is it says that these are 3/4 of an inch wide on both sides, and then we're going to come up 5/8 and 5/8 to get those two. So we're starting off with the front view. So again, I'm going to measure in 3/4 on each side. And I'm going to go ahead and put my mark for the 5/8 up. So to get my two rectangles on the left and the right side, there's that. And I'm going to run my 5/8 mark that I already put on there. This is 5/8 up. And there are the 4 rectangles that I would see in the front view. Now when you look down at it, you see an upside down C and a rectangle. Again, the upside down C or the upside down U, and then the rectangle. So I'll be able to shoot some features up to that top view, but at the same time I'm going to have to do a little bit of measuring as well. So with that stated, I will shoot up the horizontal or the vertical lines up. The vertical lines up. And then I got to be able to get the C. And before I do that, it says I can measure in 3/4, and then measure in 1 inch. And then that's going to give me my C mark. So if I come in there and here, now it doesn't say that I have a C, a rectangle, and a rectangle. It just says I have a C and a rectangle. So I've actually got to erase that line out of there. And now I'm on my right side view, and I'm going to have some hidden lines in that scenario. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to draw that 45-degree angle line off of this corner here. And I can transfer some features. Again, we're going to do the horizontal ones first. Horizontal's over. There's one here in the middle. I know that I'm going to have a hidden line going across there somewhere. Then I'm going to shoot these 2 horizontal lines over to here and here. And then I will shoot them down as well. So again, wherever they intersect that 45-degree angle line at, I'm going to have an L on top of an L. So right there in that figure, the drawing itself is completed. That's worth 7 points, and now I've got to dimension it. And again, I got to do the length, the width, and the height. So I'll do the overall length of the part up here. That's 4. I'm going to do the overall width of the part on this side. Probably went a little bit too far there. This is 2 1/2. And then I got to have the overall width of the part. Those are the three measurements I have to have on every drawing. The length, the width, and the height is there. Now I'm going to look on this piece, and this piece has two features going up and down, which means I've got to dimension one of the two. And there's no good spot to place this, because if we put it over here, then I'd be running extension lines through this part. And if I was to put it on the left side, I'd be doing the same thing. If I pulled an extension line off, I'm going through the part, which makes it confusing. So I'm going to actually place this dimension directly on the piece. Like such, and that's going to give me one of the two. Now when I go left to right on this piece, I've got 1, 2, 3. So I've got to dimension two of the three. I'm not going to do the middle one because it didn't give that to me earlier, so I'm going to use the 2 3/4 inch ones. Put in my arrowheads. So I've got one of the two and two of the three. I wouldn't want to over dimension and put one in the middle there. Now we go to the top view and we look, we've got 1, 2, 3. Well, those just happen to be the same three there. So I wouldn't over dimension and put 3/4 and 3/4 again, because that would be over dimensioning. But when I look down at it, I've got 1, 2, 3 measurements here. So I got 3 measurements along this area. So I'm actually going to place 2 measurements on the drawing for the same reason as before, because it's confusing where you pull them out at if not. So I'm going to put arrowheads here and here. This piece is 1, and I believe that one is 3/4. And this one is 3/4. So now I've got 2 of the 3, 2 of the 3, 2 of the 3, 1 of the 2. You don't dimension the hidden lines. And now figure 7/16 is complete.